In this video, I'm going to show you how to download and install Android Studio. And I'm going to search download Android Studio like that. And then you're going to have a few links here, but the one that we're interested in is the one that has developer.android.com. One of these is saying you should have already downloaded Android Studio, and the reason why is because I've downloaded Android Studio already. But nevertheless, I'll just walk you through the process. Okay, so I'm going to go to download the Android Studio, and there we go. So as of recording of this video, the Android Studio version is 2.3.3. Okay, and I'm on Mac here. Very simply, we're just going to go ahead and say download. And of course, we have to accept a few terms and conditions here. And then we are now able to download Android Studio for Mac. And then it will start downloading. Once you do that, you should be able to see this page, while things are being downloaded in the background, and it has a little video that shows you how to set things up. Okay, so it's a very good resource for us. Again, it says here you should have already downloaded Android Studio, which is true, but I just want to show you here. Okay, so pretty soon we should be done with downloading. There we go. So I'm going to double click. We'll start extracting. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop like that into the applications folder. Perfect. Now that's there, I can get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and open it in our application folder. And you can't quite see, but I see I have a few versions of Android Studio. I'm going to click on the one that I just downloaded, and it will give me this warning here. I'm going to say open anyway, because I trust the source. Now, the reason why mine is showing this is because I've already downloaded Android Studio. That's why it goes back and finds any previous applications that I've worked on. It's just asking me to update our Gradle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say update. But for you, you probably won't see that. So I'm going to do it anyway here. That way I can show you exactly what, in your case, you'll be able to see. Again, you won't see this at all. You will see something different. All right, so once you've downloaded and went through that process, which you weren't able to see it here, it's a fairly simple process. You just have to follow the instructions and follow the wizard. It will get to the point where you will come to this. Yours may not look this dark. Okay, so how you do to get this darker color here in the configuration, you can go to configure, say preferences, appearance at the top here, and you see here says theme, says either Dracula or Darkula. You can click, you can go to default, which will make it all white, and I like this Darkula here. So in your case here, if you have a white theme, you can come down here and change to Darkula. Okay, and once you do that, you say okay and apply. Okay, don't need to do that because everything is working. But the other thing we need to do here is if you go to configure, go to check for updates, and in this case here telling me that my Android Studios has already been updated and installed and things. But if it for any reason it says that you need to update a few things, just go ahead and update those. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a new Android project. And here you can go ahead and put your name or anything else is there. That's not a problem. I'm gonna just go ahead and let me just say test here. Okay, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm just go ahead and get an empty activity just like that. I'm gonna finish. And within a few seconds, you should see something like this. Right now we have a project done. The first thing I want to show you here is this button here at the top, which says SDK Manager. So I want you to click on that. The SDK Manager has all of the libraries and tools that we need to run our Android apps. And as you can see here, the moment you go to SDK platforms, you have this API level and status. So you notice some of them are installed, others aren't. Okay. In this case here, I have the latest one installed up to 4.03, which is ice cream sandwich. But I recommend you at least to install anything from 3.0, so this one here, up to as well as Android O. So click that, okay, and anything else up to 3.0 and say install. I'm going to click all of these. Once you've done that, I'm going to say apply, say OK, and it will go ahead and install all of our SDKs as we requested. It take a few seconds. All right, so now that's done, you can go ahead and say finish. Okay, you notice now all of the items are installed. Let's go to our SDK tools here. Okay, this is also very important. As you can see, we have Android emulator. In my case, Android emulator 226.11 is installed. SDK platform 26 is installed. So everything that I have here that is installed, you should also make sure that you install. Now you notice also here that we have this Android SDK build tools 26 update available. In this case here, you would click on that. Okay, like that. And before we go any further, I also want to make sure that you have Google Play services have to be installed. Okay, Google Play library also needs to be installed. So in my case, again here, most of them are already installed, but in your case, just go ahead and click on those. And if by any case in where it says support repository, if any of these are not installed in your case, please do install them. So just check them and go ahead and say apply and say OK, and it will install everything for you. Okay, finished. That's great. And you are done. Okay, now next thing I want to do here is to show you how to create an emulator. So the emulator allows us to emulate or to run our applications for testing. So I'm going to go to my AVD here, stands for Android Virtual Device Manager. So click on that. And again, on my case here, I've created a few already. In your case, you probably won't have any, which is fine. So what you need to do is to go ahead here and say create. You want a phone, and let's create a new one here. How about a Nexus 6? Okay, you pick whatever you want. I'm going to get a Nexus 6. I'm going to say next. I'm going to say next. And you can change the AVD name here, the emulator name if you wish. I just leave it the way it is. And I say finish. Okay, it takes a few seconds and you can see here now we have our item. Okay, so now you have your virtual device. In your case, in my case here I have 4, but you would have just one, the one we created now. All right, so I think we're good. Let me refresh this real quick. Okay, it's all good. I'm getting out of there. And once you have done that, okay, go ahead and run here and you can find all of your emulators that you created here. In this case, we have our Nexus 6. Just go ahead and say okay, and it takes a few seconds here to wake our emulator up and run our app. You can see, there we go. We should see our app working in a second here. And there we go. Now you have Hello World. Okay, so you were able to run your first app on Android emulator device here. Perfect, congratulations. Now, if you have any questions at all, it should be very straightforward. And as I can see, and as I say here, you have this little video that you can also play. But if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, perfect, congratulations, and I'll see you in the next video.